Any questions from the audience regarding digital ships and smart ships? Please keep it brief. And also to Sue Soren, please keep the answers brief. This is not a presentation session, it's only a quick answering
I'll
session.
definitely try to do that,
And
sir.
you can always catch up with the person on a tea, okay?
Sure,
So
sir.
the more you answer, the less is the tea time you get.
Sure, sir. I'll keep
Yes,
that in
please, go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Cadet Nakshatra Shah, and I'm from Marine Engineering and Research Institute, Mumbai. So, sir, as you mentioned about digital twins and automation that's going on in smart ships, so I hope there would be a lot of sensors and automation. So, sir, my question is that do you feel that in the coming time, the profession of marine engineering would shift more towards the electrical and electronic sides rather than being mechanical?
That's a very good question, I would really say. See, as things move on, people need to evolve, things need to evolve, things need to change. I wouldn't say that the mechanical part of it would go away completely. It will, of course, be there. If there's an engine which needs to run, there's an engine which needs to run, right? You cannot replace an engine with a sensor there. It needs to be there. But how you handle the situations, how the engines will be operated, I think there's where this technology of data analytics, be it electronic part of it, comes in. Even today, if you see, we have UMS operations now, which earlier did not used to take place. Now you have the UMS operations. So how is this thing evolving? How is this thing changes, right? That's the concept of it. As I was already answering to sir, and I mentioned that AI and smart ships do not necessarily mean without people the ship will be operating. You do need human intelligence, you do need human labor on board ship. So I wouldn't say that the mechanical part of it would completely go away. It will of course be there, but there will be a better combination, a perfect mix of both of these technologies together that will be in play. Thank you.
Thank you so
I
much.
hope I have answered you.
Yeah, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thanks, Soren, for giving elaborate answers. And now we move to the third team. The question from the judges first, please. Come, you guys come.
Ranjit and team, correct? Okay. Uh, my question is very fundamental. In the first slide, you mentioned about smart port and green port. Is that correct? But I didn't see that green port part discussed anywhere.
Smart
much.
ports, sir, not about.
Was there a word called green?
Significance of modern ports, yeah.
Was there a word called green port somewhere in the slide at the beginning? Okay, fine. But in the demerits, we have discussed about GHG gases, noise pollution, all those things. But demerits, see, a presentation or a paper should also address the problem statement and some kind of discussion about the solution. So just tell me, those demerits of noise, pollution, GHG gases, what's your view about that in a smart port?
So the demerits which we have shown here, it's not directly from the ports, but because of the related ship traffic and the cargo handling. So the only way we can overcome this is by when the ships dock at the ports, we must use we must supply with the electricity so that noise pollution and also the exhaust gas particles which are released from the engines are reduced. So
okay, fine. One common question to all of you. Not blue economy, the other two. Both the teams you have presented something which directly affects the labor force. That means number of people who are working in a port sector or on a vessel. Fine? So what is your view when we go for the smart port, digitized digital twin, this kind of technological driven future subjects? What is going to happen to the number of people? I mean, all of you must be knowing just 2 days back we touched 8 billion population. So what is going to happen to so many people who are coming out of engineering institutes, engineers like you?
So
and this is not a technical question. This is just a generic. What is your view about that?
I think from the uh, from the SSLC level itself, I think this kind of the innovative technologies and innovative learning should be inculcated in their education system, so that moving forward they are not they have the knowledge to get into this kind of industries, and not have only traditional way of learning. And
If I may just add on to it, I started my presentation with a quote that said, if you're not, if when technology takes a role over you, if you're not part of the steamroller, you're a part of the road. So when these changes come along, if you do not evolve with the changes, then probably you'll be crushed. So to answer your particular question, you said about the labor, the amount of labor that will be shifting. I'd say there are various other opportunities that will also create up, that will also pop up. So it is just the type of labor which will change, not the amount. So that's what I feel about these changes. Thank you.
So next question.
The next question is about, you had mentioned blockchain. Now, my question is, how is this relevant to our Indian ports? Blockchain technology.
Thank you for a good question, sir. Blockchain actually, simply blockchain is a process of recording transactions and track the assets in a business networks. It can track or trade payments, orders, and and productivity. Much more we can track and trade in blockchain networks, sir.
So my question is, tracking is already being done. How is blockchain going to change things?
It's more secure, sir. That's why we are using blockchain technology.
Yeah, nice presentation. One of your slides you mentioned human observation not at all required. Why? How? Who is going to monitor? Something goes wrong. What is the alternate? Where is the standby? If everything will get paralyzed, for example, cargo operation, something goes wrong. So how we are going to rectify the problem?
as he had mentioned about the digital twin technology, by various trial and error methods, by doing a virtual reality program about all this, what are the port process being taking place, like there will be what are the possible failures that can occur, that will be already created, that scenario will be already created, so that there will be no more failures taking place in the future. So continuous human observation is not at all required, but some amount of observation will be required, but continuous human observation as it is taking place nowadays, it will be not required. So it can be reduced. Not complete elimination of human observation is cannot be eliminated.
Okay, fine. So all three batches really done a good job. I'm
Yeah,
very
can
proud
I-
of you.
Audience, any question for the last group of presentation?
Good morning, everyone. I am Kishok, studying graduate marine engineering in HMT. My question is, how does the smart camera find the fault on its own? You mentioned in your slide that smart cameras can find the fault on your own.
You got the question, or you want him to? You understood the question? Okay, please.
Smart cameras are artificial intelligence cameras, which is directly connected to the computer. So if any defect or intrusion in the infrastructure, we can easily make out. That's why we are using smart cameras.
Anybody from this side? Front sir.
Peter, just now you said when ships come to port, you will supply them with electricity. The better word is power. So what is the source of that power, what you're going to supply?
Currently, a company called Winseas is working on it to provide industrial rate power, like around 11,000 watts, 11,000 volts of energy power. It's like a grid. It will be like a grid which can be movable from place to place. So, uh, so currently there is no development on the development on that. It's evolving that. So there is no current port which is providing so much amount of electricity to power a ship. So it's
My
a work in
question-
progress.
My
Sir.
question is not on quantum of power. Source of power, I mean how that power will be generated. See, why you don't want ship to emit, that's why you're giving power. There will not be any pollution. But ultimately, what power is going? What is the source? Is
We
that
must-
renewable power or it's normally generated from a thermal power plant?
No, of course we should not go by the traditional way by using like diesel or any other power. Like greener power sources like wind energy or tidal energy or solar power, we should go in that way itself, or else it will be there's no point in using diesel power to generate ships, to supply power to ship and reduce the emission from the ships. It will be like contradicting both each other.
So finally, you have got the point. Whether ship generates power or the port supplies the power has to be green.
Yeah,
it
power
has
has
to
to
be
be green.
renewable. Otherwise,
There's no
it
point. Sir.
remains
Yeah.
there only. Thank you.
Okay, I'll just take 1 minute on that. Going forward with what was just discussed, you remember I asked you this question about green port. This is a big movement all over the world. Today, when you're sitting here, there's one particular port in India where this discussion is happening. The paper is being presented in the afternoon. Yes, the power will be ultimately green. The green can be from renewable sources. Just for your information, today in Europe, 40% of the grid power is green power, wind and little bit solar, mostly solar. And by 2025, there will be 328 ports in Europe will go for source supply to ships which are coming inside the port. They won't be using their own generators. So this is the next step, big step which is going to happen all over the world. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks everyone for the question answer. And we have overshot by 10 minutes. So that means we have 10 minutes less for a tea break. So we would request all of you to take a break of a tea break and assemble back at 11:45. The paper starts at 11:45. So authors reach first. Remaining students reach by 11:45. Tea is served here and you can have the tea on the other side of the hall also. We break for 20 minutes. Thanks.